Hello everybody, it's Naturally Kira, and I'm here to give you a little testimony about my year so far. So 2020 first quarter has already passed, has just passed. I think last week was the end of the first quarter of 2020, and so much has happened. I'm not talking about with just the coronavirus and everything, but just so much has happened, period, in the beginning of this year. And I'm just gonna give you my personal testimony and a couple of tidbits on what I did right and what I did wrong as it relates to my relationship with God and my mindset, right, of what I was going through. A quick backstory: last year in August, last year before August, but my last day of work was August 1st of my previous job. I had quit earlier, and just to be able to focus on my family, and I thought, okay, this is the time that I'm going to stay and focus on my family and just not work so much and not try to multitask, because honestly, I don't think I was doing a very good job at it. Okay, I learned some stuff along the way, but I can just honestly say, I don't think I was doing a very good job at it, as working from home with the amount that I was working, and then homeschooling and being a wife, and I would forget to put dinner on the table, and it was just a lot. And so I decided, okay, let me take a step back and focus just on my family. That was in August. It was my last day, August 1st. So August, September, I'm feeling good. October comes, I'm like, oh, okay, it's feeling good. November comes, and I'm like, money's looking a little tight. December comes, and I'm like, okay, maybe even starting mid-October, I was just started thinking like, okay, are we gonna really be able to do this with me just fully staying at home and not bringing in an income? And the 7 years I have been home, I had always had some sort of income or side hustle. No matter how big or how small, it was always just a little extra. That's just something I wanted to do. And for the first time, I was gonna be, okay, I'm fully gonna be home and not work, it's gonna be great. Then I started to think, okay, could we really do this? And I started to get so much anxiety by December and around Christmas time especially. I started to get so much anxiety. And I was like, Lord, you told me. I prayed about it. I prayed before I quit. I prayed long and hard. I prayed for weeks before I even made that move. I got so many confirmations, like, you told me to quit. So what now, right? What's going on now? And in 2017 or 2018, I went on my Year of Yes journey. And like I said, I was going to continue on that, continue to grow in faith and moving in faith and building my faith with God. And here it was being tested again at the end of 2019. And so at the beginning of 2020, I was still battling the anxiety, the sadness, the heaviness of feeling like, okay, I need to help my husband. I need to help bring in some money. He's not asking for it, but it's a real conversation. It's a real concern at this point. And I remember I started looking for jobs online. I started looking for jobs, and I just need something to do with my hands, you guys. I started looking for jobs online and saw a couple that were interesting. And I was like, okay, maybe I can apply here, looking for something part-time, because I didn't want to give up homeschooling. I didn't want to have to go to work full-time. But there was definitely going to be a major sacrifice if I had to find another job. And as I was looking for jobs, I started to apply to one, and I began to just cry. I filled out everything. I updated my resume, uploaded my resume, and I never hit submit because I just started crying. And I was like, God, I do not want to go to work full time or even part time. I want to stay home. I want to be with my babies. I want to be all in on homeschool. Like, what is going on? I just don't want to do this. And I got on my knees and I prayed with just tears streaming down my face. And I remember him say, this is another level of faith. This is another test of your faith. that faith that I had spent so much time building in 2017, 2018, 2019, now here it is 2020, we're standing on that faith and we're going to take it to another level. And so he just told me to rest, relax. Don't worry about it. Don't do nothing. You have faith, right? I have faith that I'm going to come through. Faith that God is going to provide. Faith that if I need a job, it's going to be a great job to where I don't have to give up my family nor work as much. It's just going to be amazing. So rest in that and trust that. So I did. I stopped looking at jobs. I just started praying more. And one day I was on Instagram and I saw in somebody's story a job posting. And it was really quick and easy. Like I said, they didn't even post it in the feed. It was just in their story that they were looking for somebody to help them with their online virtual assistant or project manager company. And I saw the amount of hours and I kind of went back and forth in my head and I was like, okay, let's apply. Let's see, because it sounded really great, right? How much you got paid, the amount of time you worked, how you can set your hours, things like that. And it just sounded really great. And then I knew the person who posted it. I worked with her previously. She's an amazing person. I really admired her. I thought she was sweet, somebody I could work with. So I said, okay, let's apply. Needless to say, I got the job. Then I started working and realized how flexible and amazing this job is and how easy and seamless it fits into my life and how I can work when my kids are at school, but when they're home, and I can just be fully invested and fully into them. And I can set my hours. And it was just beautiful. And so what many people didn't know is that me and my husband were down to one car since August of last year, right after I had quit my job. My husband's car went completely out. We actually sold it to the junkyard. It was no good. And so we have been doing one car because we were waiting for to save up. We didn't want another bill, so we wanted to save up for another car. And I noticed that his schedule was about to change at work. And we were using one car, but I still had to pick up and drop off the kids from when they went to school on Mondays and Thursdays. And he was so concerned about having one car that I became so concerned about having one car. And we were both praying about it. I was like, hey, Lord, how's this going to work? And I'm trying to be careful for him, be peaceful for him. I'm like, babe, we're going to work it out. We're going to work it out. The Lord's going to bless. It's going to be amazing.